My mouth is burning. I'm kind of scared to make this dish and to introduce you to it because this is Nduja from Calabria. It has ghost pepper in it, it's so spicy, and this is gonna be the spiciest pasta I ever made. For this classic pasta from Calabria, we're gonna use half red onion, also called Spanish onion. The red onion is very popular in the south of Calabria. It's very unique, it's got amazing flavors, and so they use this onion a lot. This is Nduja spread, and it's made with pork fat, different herbs, and the ghost pepper, so it's supposed to be very spicy. We're gonna use a packet of rigatoni pasta. I'm using 1 bottle of homemade passata that we made, some pecorino romano, very important in Calabrian food, some fresh basil, extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper. My wife's grandparents are from Calabria, and we spent some time there, and this dish was like a game changer, like it was so good. So I want to recreate those flavors for you. The first thing we want to do is to cut the onion, okay? So here we go. I'm just going to use half of it, okay? You don't really need more than that. The red onion has a more pungent flavor. It's not for everyone, you know, but honestly, give it a try. In Calabria, I've eaten this dish in a restaurant and at a nonna's house, okay? Nonna's house cut the onion into chunks. The restaurants were more finely cut. This is completely up to you. You do it the way you want it, okay? So I'm gonna make them little small fine chunks. So we cut it through, we did 3 cuts here, cut the side, and now I'm gonna make them as thin as I can. Like I said, I still want little chunks, but not as big as the nonna. So here we have the onion, and as you can see, I want the onion to caramelize in a little chunks. If you think about it, they're little chunks, but they're very easy and quick to cook. And the onion is not making me cry. I think the Nduja will. We're gonna cook this dish on a medium-low heat, okay? We wanna do this like a nonna in Calabria, slow cooking, don't rush it. Lots of extra virgin olive oil. I'm not counting. Okay, I need more. I think that's enough. That's probably about 10 tablespoons. Now we're gonna add the onion. Now what we want to achieve here is to caramelize this beautiful red or Spanish onion. Very important that we do that for about 7 minutes, I would say. There are some people I met over the years who only like to eat the Spanish onion. They don't actually look at the brown onion at all. And I find it fascinating because they really like those punching flavors, which this onion has plenty of those punching flavors. Here in Australia where I live, the Spanish onion is enjoyed raw in many salads. Even in many Italian salads, I've come across the red onion, and it's actually beautiful. It's got beautiful flavors. Within a few minutes, your kitchen smells fantastic. The onion is releasing all those wonderful flavors, and you can really tell that this onion has got a character. It's got a strong personality. Now, I always like to add a little splash of water so we avoid for the onion to get burned, just in case you're gonna move away from the kitchen. So let's do that, little splash. The water will evaporate during the process. The Nduja, it's like a salami, but it's a spread salami, okay? It's like a paste, put it that way, okay? And then what I do is, if you see me, if I just press here, see how it comes out? Can you see that? And then I can reseal this for the next meal. Now, this spread, see, is very soft. It's probably enough for my pasta dish. You can use less, you can use more. It really depends on how much you want and how you can handle the spiciness. But this is gonna melt in the sauce. Now, this is a step you decide what to do. There's no right or wrong. Some people, non-now chefs, like to put the Nduja in the pan right now with the onions. It kind of reduces the spiciness a little bit, and it's got beautiful flavors of the cooked Nduja. Some people like to add the Nduja after, once the sauce is cooked. So you cook the tomato sauce and then at the end you add nduja, and that tomato sauce will slowly melt the nduja, okay? And you maybe have more of a kick. Completely up to you. I invite you to try both versions and then you decide which one you prefer. I prefer the version where I'm adding the nduja with the onions before the sauce. So, let's melt the nduja with the onions. As you can see, the onions are beautiful and caramelized. The nduja is adding a kick to this sauce base. It's going to change the color of the onion and it's going to melt very quickly. Now this nduja I'm using is made in regional Australia where I live, and it's made with beautiful Australian pork and it's really good quality. I believe every country can produce nduja. It's not difficult to make. Like in Calabria, they don't use ghost pepper as a chili. They use the Calabrian chili, which is also very spicy. But around the world, ghost pepper is a very good choice. Can you see how quickly it melted? See, it disappeared. I'll tell you the reason why I like to add the nduja now with the onion. It's because, and I've done this before, I can get part of this and put it on a slice of bread. Beautiful. I can take this and I can put it on a pizza. I can actually eat this as it is. This is, for me, the great sauce for pasta, especially fresh pasta. Beautiful. We're going to add the sauce so that we can actually have a proper family meal thanks to the sauce. But let's say I was making this just for me. I just put some spaghetti in it, even fresh spaghetti, even better, and I'm done. This is great. Let's put our homemade passata in here. This is gold. Now, when we make our passata, we always add basil and extra virgin olive oil in the passata oil. What's important right now is that we slowly cook this on a medium-low heat for a minimum of 30 minutes. Yes, because the flavors need to get to know each other. They need some time. You can also cook it for an hour if you want, but half an hour, it's plenty. Now, the nduja has salt in it and spices, so you need to regulate how much salt you want to add in the sauce. Maybe you don't need to add any salt. Just taste it. Do you need more pepper? There's already pepper in the nduja, but you can add more pepper if you want. I'm just going to add a little touch of salt. That's what my nonna would say. And a touch of pepper, not too much. It's amazing how few ingredients can make a dish spectacular. All right, let's cook the rigatoni. The rigatoni packet says that it needs 12 minutes to cook al dente. We want the pasta to be al dente. Now, let's get a large pot of water and we put 1 spoon of sea salt. The sauce will be ready in about 10 minutes, so the pasta must go in now. All right, I'm gonna use the same spoon I used for the sauce. We give extra flavors to the water and quickly stir. In the next 12 minutes that we cook the pasta, I basically want you to go and stir, do this at least 2 times. I do it 3 times. I will say in the next 2 minutes, do it again. And then at minute 5, we do it 1 more time. Simply because we want to avoid the pasta to get stuck to the bottom of the pot. All right, guys, it's been about 25 minutes and look at this wonderful sauce. Look, it's nice and thick. Can you see it's not burned? Can you see? The bottom of the pan is clear. We might need a little bit of pasta water later on, okay? Simply because it's a very thick Calabrian sauce. Let's see what is going on in here. Look at this beautiful rigatoni pasta. Look at that. I love this pasta shape. In Calabria, they use a pasta shape called fileia calabrese. It's originally from there. If you can find it, use it for this sauce. But for me, rigatoni, together with fileia are the best pastas, but rigatoni is great because the sauce goes inside and on the outside of the pasta, and so when you eat it, you get double pleasure, double spicy kickness. For me, rigatoni are a winner. Switch off the stove. I quickly wanna put some basil in the sauce. You don't have to use basil if you don't want to, okay? For me, a little bit of basil is important. Make sure you keep it fresh. So don't cut the basil with a knife, use your hands, because we want the oil from the basil to be released inside the sauce. Can you see the thickness of the sauce? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You can put this sauce in a jar right now. Amazing. But make sure you write spicy, very spicy on it. Now let's get some pasta water. It's important to have some pasta water on the side, just in case we might need it, because I can see the sauce is very thick. Now let's put the pasta in, and don't be scared to drop some pasta water inside. Now, before we toss, let's spread this around. Let's see if any pasta water is required. As you can see, the sauce is very, very thick. The rigatoni are kind of struggling a little bit to absorb the sauce. So let's leave the sauce a little relief. Let's put some pasta water. What we want to achieve here, guys, is basically having the sauce going inside the pasta tube and also going on top of the pasta tube, so it gives double pleasure. You want to use penne, go for it. You want to use a different type of pasta, go for it. A very important ingredient the Calabrian love to use in pasta is the pecorino romano. I think in Calabria they use more pecorino romano and less parmigiano. And it is very important that you put a lot, go crazy. And now we're ready to toss. Yeah, can you see now? The sauce is reviving. When you toss, the pasta not only gets creamier, but the pasta really makes love with the sauce. It's time to serve this fantastic pasta. So here we go. Listen to the sound. Listen. That's a very nice, unique sound. Beautiful. And the kids might say to you, "Ooh, I love it. Can you give me some?" Just be careful. Kids, be careful. When I add more pecorino on top, a bit more. A little bit of fresh basil, why not? Fresh basil goes so well with any sauce. The Nduja Pasta from Calabria, right here in this plate. This is rich, this is powerful, this is spicy. This is everything that you might dream of. See, this pasta looks very sneaky. Look how sneaky this pasta is. It looks like an innocent pasta sauce, but instead, inside there, we have ghost pepper. We have Nduja waiting to kick in. Wish me luck. Oh, ready? The first thing I taste is the onion. Beautiful. And now, whoa! The Nduja is kicking in, the ghost pepper is everywhere, but in a delicate way, if I can say that. It's not too aggressive, And the onion is sweet. The sauce, it's so sweet. I didn't use any sugar, no honey, nothing to make it sweet. The pasta was full of flavors. The spiciness is balanced. I would say from 1 to 10 is probably a 7 in spiciness. For my liking, for you might be 5, for some of you might be 10, I don't know. But this is great. This is a balanced, spicy Nduja sauce. It takes me all the way back to Calabria. Do you want to serve this to kids? Well, it depends how brave your kids are. You might be able to, maybe not. But this, it's a fantastic pasta. And I want you to make it. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you on the next Vincenzo's Plate video recipe. E ora si mangia. Vincenzo's Plate.